Well, hello. I'm just sitting here having an afternoon snack, milk and cookies. One second about the milk. That's something special. The cookies. These are Chewy Chocolate Brownie Cookies. Well, let's get back to them in a minute. I don't usually drink milk. I'm not much of a milk drinker unless it's my coffee. But this is a special concoction I showed the other day to my patrons on the Patreon channel. And it is milk and rum and condensed milk, and it's absolutely delicious. So if you want to get a hold of all these secret recipes that we have on there and everything else, you know that you can become a patron for as little as $3 a month, and you get access to everything. So think about it. There's a link down below to get on there. Let's get back to the cookies. These are, like I said, Chewy Chocolate Brownie Cookies. Now they're a cookie. They're hard like a cookie, but on the inside, they're soft and chewy. And they taste like a brownie. They've got that brownie fudginess to them. It's absolutely delicious. And you look at it and you think, I'm eating a cookie, but it tastes like a brownie. And as you chew it, also, it's more chewy like a brownie. And yet, good and tough. You can take these with the hiking or whatever. So, not only that, they're also so easy to make. There's only a few ingredients, and just basically mix everything together, spoon it onto a sheet, throw it in the oven. So let's go in the kitchen and see how to make these right now. Oh, you know what? Something else is great about these? Watch this. Dunkers. Oh yeah. All right. See you in the kitchen. All right, so this is a simple recipe and simple ingredients. There's not many ingredients we need for this. Let's see what we've got here. We've got 1 cup of flour. We've got 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and I'm using my favorite cane sugar, kind of unrefined. I got a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. I like to use a good quality cocoa. This isn't hot chocolate powder. This is cocoa, real pure cocoa powder. Then what we've got over here is got a 1/2 cup of butter. It's sitting out at room temperature. 1 egg, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a full teaspoon of vanilla essence. So let's just mix it all together and get it onto the baking sheet. First thing I want to do is I'll put all the dry ingredients together. So I'm going to put the, except for the sugar, I'm going to put the flour in here, and then I'm going to add the baking powder, I'm going to add the salt, and I'm going to add the cocoa powder. So hit all those together, and then just give a quick combine, just kind of get that mixed together a bit. All right, that's looking pretty good. I just want to make sure I've got things distributed throughout. I'll put that off to one side. Now what I want to do is I want to cream that butter. So let's bring out the big bowl here, get the butter into that big bowl. Then using my wooden spoon, something you get smooshed down with, we're going to cream that butter, just smooshing it down. Smoosh, smoosh, smoosh until it's creamed out. What I want to do is I just want to kind of get it softer. Okay, I've done that. I've creamed it around a little bit. Now I'm going to cream the sugar into the butter. Now this is really important, and this is why we do this, is because the sugar tears little holes in the butter and actually adds air pockets that will be there in those cookies. Whenever we're making cookies, that's what we want to do. So just again here, creaming across until all the sugar is taken into the butter. Okay, so that's been a little less than a minute of just creaming it. And now, as you can see, what we've got here is kind of like a sugar butter paste. That's looking really good. So let's get all that in there. Now what I want to do, I'm going to crack that egg in there. And along with the egg, I'm going to add in the vanilla. Okay, and then I've got my electric mixer. Now you could just use the wooden spoon and mix more, but it just takes a long time, so got one of these, you know, so much easier. Just get in there. And what I want to mix now, about a minute or two, just until it's looking smooth. Okay, that's not even been a minute, and already that's it. It's pretty smooth. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. You still want a little bit of kind of like, looks like porridge, and that is perfect. Now what I want to do, well, we're going to mix the dry into the wet. See how easy this is? These are great to make. Oh, put these aside. I'm going to use those are for licking afterwards, right? So your kitchen helpers or just yourself. All right, so what I do now is just kind of scoop and turn. I want to just bring this and combine it together. Just going to keep mixing until all the dry has been mixed into the wet, and then we're ready to start making cookies. All right, that's it. Dry and the wet are together. What I'm going to do now is put spoonfuls of this onto a baking sheet. There we go. Okay, so what I've got over here, I've got a baking sheet that I prepared with baking paper. Use just regular kitchen paper, baking paper. Put that on there, and I'm going to make about 24 cookies, so let's take about 12. About half of the dough is going to go on here. I just want to make little balls right now. Let's get those on. That's probably a little bit big. There we go. All right, just get those onto the plate or onto the cookie sheet. All right, so that's the first batch done. Now what I want to do is I want to take a fork and I just want to flatten them down a bit. I don't need much, about like that, about half an inch, you know, 12 millimeters, 10 millimeters, any round about there is good. Now what will happen is it'll start sticking to the fork, and just dip the fork into some hot water, and away you go. Okay, so those cookies are flattened down, I'd say around about a half inch, 10, 12 millimeters, that's good enough. They're going to go in the oven there, which is just about to ding right now. That oven is preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. These are going to go in there for about 8 to 10 minutes. I just want to see that they're cooked. And then that's it. That's all. I'll see you in a couple minutes when these come out of the oven. All right, so these have been in the oven for 8 minutes. Looking really good. You can see the dry cracking there where it's baked. You can see just a little bit on the surface. You can tell it's baked. It's got the surface is dried out. You know that the cookie is basically done. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take these. Ooh, don't touch the metal. That's hot. And put them onto a cooling rack. And then we can do the next batch, because this is like 12 here. We're going to get it about another 12. And we're going to end up with about 24 cookies. Oh, they are smelling really good. You got this good chocolatey smell in the air here right now. I want to eat one, but they're a little bit hot. And I'm what we call in Japan nekojito, cat tongue, which means I'm not very good at hot things, hot drinks, stuff like that. I have to wait till it cools down a little bit. All right, so enjoy these delicious chewy chocolate brownie cookies. Get some going soon. Now, if you got a link appearing on the screen and also clickable in this video's description, you can download and print out this recipe from the Dessert Recipes booklet on Kuma's Kitchen's Patreon page. Just click the feature tag called Recipes and you'll have access to all of our recipe booklets. Now, go print out the recipe and enjoy these chewy chocolate brownie cookies and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.